Hey, what's up guys? John here. We are in the biggest wealth transfer in human history, and what's going to happen next is going to blow your mind. We are going to likely witness the end of the side hustle, the side gig. As they begin to really figure out how to drum up more tax revenue, they're going to be eliminating the side hustle. At this same exact time, American consumers are getting hit with record high inflation, sky high living costs. People are putting life on a credit card. Things are extremely challenging for just about every American. And in this video, I'm going to lay out exactly what's going on and what you can do right now to make sure you don't fall for this huge trap that's being set for the middle class. I will give you a step-by-step blueprint of what to do in this video. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube's going to share this content to educate more people about what's really going on. Take a look at this situation. Biden proposal could lead to employee status for gig workers. The proposed law, long awaited by labor activists, would make it harder for companies to classify workers as independent contractors. This just came out today. The Labor Department on Tuesday unveiled a proposal that would make it more likely for millions of janitors, home care, construction workers, gig drivers to be classified as employees rather than independent contractors. Companies are required to provide certain benefits and protections to employees but not to contractors, such as paying a minimum wage, overtime, a portion of workers' Social Security taxes, and contributions to unemployment insurance. The proposal rule is essentially a test that the Labor Department will apply to determine whether workers are contractors or employees for companies. The test considers factors such as how much control workers have over how they do their jobs and how much opportunity they have to increase their earnings. By doing things such as offering new services, workers who have little of either are often considered employees. The new version of the test lowers the bar for that employee classification from the current test which the Trump administration and Labor Department created. The proposal is intended as a so-called interpretive rule that doesn't have the legal force of a regulation specifically authorized by Congress, and it applies only to laws that the department enforces, such as federal minimum wage. States and other federal agencies like the IRS set their own criteria for employment status, and the rule would not directly affect what they decided about the status of the gig worker. But many employers and regulators in other jurisdictions are likely to consider the department's interpretation when making decisions about worker classification, and many judges are likely to use this as a guide. As a result, the proposal is a potential blow to gig companies and other service providers that their workers and contractors, though it would not immediately affect the status of those workers. While independent contractors have an important role in our economy, we have seen in many cases that employees misclassify their employees as independent contractors. The Labor Secretary, Martin Walsh, said in a statement, misclassification deprives workers of their federal labor protections, including the right to be paid their full legally earned wage. Uber and Lyft have said in a federal filing that having to treat drivers as employees could force them to alter their business models, as some gig officials have estimated that their labor costs would rise 20 to 30%. So you think about what this means. You have a consumer that's strapped financially. You have the increase to borrow money that's going through the roof. You have businesses suffering. 52% of companies are all scheduling layoffs. So during this same exact time, they are going to be pushing forward this potential situation that could force them to really lay off a lot of people. A lot of people that are, depending on these jobs to make good on credit card bills and life expenses. Now, as this continues to happen, half of U.S. companies gearing for layoffs. Surveys suggest more than half of all U.S. companies are planning to lay off employees as they brace for an economic downturn. Now, when you reclassify people from gig workers to, employees, that's all tax revenue. That's all tax revenue that they can extract. When they're gig workers, there's not as much revenue there for, the IRS. And when they have, 87,000 agents and they are really scaling up to, fund everything that they're going to be funding, they're going to be doing this from, obviously going after, I believe it's going to be more middle class. I know they say it's going to be only the top earners, but the top earners, you really look at it, the $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year, entrepreneurs, business owners. What do they have in common? They all have legal teams, they have tax teams, they have, they have everything buttoned up, and they will fight it. If they get audited, they will fight it. If you have an everyday middle class American making $50,000 a year gets audited. They don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the team to fight it. They're just going to pay it. And so when you have gig workers that are moving into this classification, that's a lot of revenue, right? That's going to be a lot of revenue. So this is the problem I see a lot of people facing right now, is because they're putting everything on a credit card. Let's say, for example, you borrow $10,000 and the average interest rate is 26%, and you're making minimum payments of $220 a month. We're told to make minimum payments. You can, as long as you can afford the monthly payment, they say that you're fine. You can afford it. But when you borrow $10,000, you pay back $33,000 in just interest, and it takes 16 years to get out of debt. The number one goal I believe everyone should be looking at right now is their credit score and their debts. Really getting all that under control right now, because what's going to happen? The world's going to get more challenging. Everything is going to get more challenging. You want to have options. If, let's say, something happens with the gig workers, let's say something happens with the economy, you don't want to be strapped to where you can't borrow money and you can't, make good on these current payments. Now, for example, let's say, this is you, $10,000 minimum payment. What you could do is, there's this credit card here. It's called the Choice Rewards World MasterCard. This credit card, you can do a no annual fee, introductory 0% APR balance transfer for 12 billing cycles. You literally transfer the balance from one credit card, that's at 26%, and transfer it to this card, hypothetically. Now, this card, you need a credit score between 620 and 659. It's not, a lot of people have that. It's not an incredible credit score. It's kind of average, almost lower end, right? Most people, 700, 720, 740 is considered good. This score, you would essentially be able to potentially do a balance transfer to this card and get out of high interest debt. It's very important that people right now focus on this, not focus on other things. Focus on getting debt free and building out new income streams to get ready for the unstable times, because they are coming. For example, I had a client today. We just removed 5 items from the report today. 5 items. Think about what that means to that specific person, right? They're going to be able to most likely get access to money. They're going to be able to most likely get access to lines of credit. They're maybe going to be able to buy a house now. You look at what's happening right now. I wouldn't suggest to buy a house right now, but they're qualified. They would likely be qualified to do that, depending on the price point in which they wanted to buy. It's bad enough mortgage rates are over 7. It's harder to qualify for a home loan. This is going to happen. So you think about it this way. If you're an investor and you're paying attention to everything that's happening, you are going to see so many mom and pop landlords, so many property owners that are going to lose their job. They're going to lose their situation that they had. And then they're not going to be able to refinance their property because rates are so high. So you're going to have all these people that can't get out of their properties. You're going to have all these people that lose their jobs. And as rates continue to increase, there's going to be more people trying to sell their properties than available buyers. And so what does that mean for an investor? If you have great credit, you have cash, you have a plan, you're going to be able to run out there and most likely buy some incredible distressed deals. But I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a lot of opportunity coming. If you'd like to fix your credit score, I would love to help you. We would love to help you. It's a free consultation. You can just DM us on Instagram if you'd like at cashnow.video and send us your first name and phone number, and we'll call you. Or you could even sign up on cashnow.video. Sign up. It's a 5-day free trial. So your card will not be charged for 5 days. You'll get a free consultation, go over everything, our entire game plan with you. And then after that, you'll have a 15-minute one-on-one call with me where we will build out a plan and strategy for you getting out of debt, and then also a 15-minute call at the end after we fix your credit score to help you kind of lay out a framework in which you would be investing in. I think we're going to be seeing a huge investing opportunity coming very soon. So if you'd like to fix your credit, we would love to help you. We'd really love to help you at cashnow.video. $119 a month, no contract, no commitment. You do the numbers, it is a no-brainer. This is what's happening. A lot of people are getting hit and caught in this high interest debt. People are spending 3-4x what they borrow just in interest back to these banks. It's predatory. If you want great credit, if you'd like to improve your situation, we would love to help you. Cashnow.video. Subscribe here. Consider subscribing also on my second channel. It's an interactive call-in show and a podcast. We do a show every single Thursday, released on Friday. And you can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok up in the banner. What do you think about this entire situation? Moving everyone into reclassifying employees, gig workers as employees. This is just the beginning. I'm telling you, big problems ahead, big opportunities for smart and savvy investors and people that are really paying attention to have their finances all buttoned up. Drop your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.